There we go, guys. Good morning. Dave Santarelli from BreakingChartAlerts.com. Market is opening up here any second. We got about a minute and a half here. I posted the pre-market video for you guys. I wanted you guys to see here what's really important. We're still waiting on stimulus talks from Mnuchin and House Speaker Pelosi. As you guys could see, the SPY chart right here, what we're looking for is that break above that 345, okay? If we break below this area from yesterday, below this area right here, you know, we're going to be seeing the market pull back even further. So it's really important to see what's going on with Mnuchin, Pelosi, and with the stimulus talks here. They're supposed to be talking again today. So hopefully we get some clarification about what's going on with that stimulus. Obviously, you guys know the markets are looking for a stimulus. So we're having a green day here, a small green day compared to yesterday's sell-off. So we will be looking and waiting patiently here for talks from Mnuchin and Pelosi. So that's what's really important today. Let's get started, guys. Let's have a great day, and let's make some money today. We could definitely look for some more day trades like we made yesterday on SPY puts that ended up making us some nice returns. So we're going to be focused on that today and focused on some swing trades if we get a stimulus deal. If there's no stimulus deal today, we're just going to be looking for further day trades. But here we go. Markets open here. And let's see what's going on. Guys, there's Snapchat and Netflix earnings after the bell today, so remind me, I definitely want to take a look at that afterwards. So just so you guys know that you guys can see me on camera, over here I'm looking at the Diamond ETF, I'm looking at SPY, I'm looking at Nike, I'm looking at Qs, I'm looking at SeaWorld, Space, Procter & Gamble, Snapchat, Netflix, SPY over here, and then I got a few other ones over here that I'm looking at. So we're just seeing how we do today, what the markets are going to do on opening bell. Let's change SPY here to a minute, to day chart, and see if we continue this climb higher. About $600 gains in the portfolio as of right now to start the day. United Healthcare is getting a little climb here. Let's take a look at UNH. GLBS. I don't know what just happened to CNBC here. Let me get that back on.
Republican McCarthy introducing China Task Force Act. He was vice president.
Guys, GameStop is still on the climb. If you take a look at GME, look at GameStop up 0.75%, 3-month daily chart, back above 14 bucks a share. Space is climbing again. I don't know what's up with E-Trade Pro. See how that's showing a green bar or a red bar here? But on the top here, it's showing it's up 35 cents for the day. Now watch, if I go to today and then switch it to a 3-month, it changes. E-Trade Pro is so screwy. Not liking their platform lately. I think they're making some adjustments there. Let's see. Baird maintains neutral on Masonite International, raises price target to 108. Morgan Stanley maintains equal weight on MFCI, raises price target at 384. Let's see. USO, Iraq minister says planning production capacity boost by 2 million barrels a day.
S&P 500 up 0.59%. NASDAQ composite up.
We're still climbing here, team. Markets are still climbing, looking good. Got some gains on our silver trade again today. American Airlines, let's take a look at DocuSign quick here. DOCU, and then we're going to take a look at Costco. So DocuSign, as you guys can see, we're holding that 10-day simple moving average on a daily chart here. Costco, same thing. We're climbing above. We're holding above that 10-day simple moving average and looking to continue that climb. And remember, if we get a stimulus talk, we're going to see these candles, take off here, and we're going to see some new highs over the past few days here. So it's all dependent on the stimulus talks from Pelosi and Mnuchin today. Let's see what else is going on here on the watch list. Nike's looking pretty decent here for a swing trade once this stimulus talk deal is over with. Take a look at SeaWorld. SeaWorld's really climbing again. SEAS. Take a look at the 3-month daily, nearing new highs here in this breakout momentum cycle. And look at that drop it had from COVID. So that still is continuing to climb there. I love that setup for SeaWorld. And like I said, we have the season tickets to SeaWorld. So we've been going quite a bit over the past few months. I haven't seen as much traffic as we've seen, over the past 2-3 weeks here. So they're definitely bringing in quite a bit of guests. There was about a mile-long line there when we went on Sunday. Was it Saturday or Sunday? Dow's up about 130, Nasdaq's up 67, S&P's up about 20 points here. Giving the market the first 15 minutes here. Let's see if we could hold up.
BK, Kodak moving now, $9.34. Kilo Oscar Delta Kilo, Kodak.
SPY's starting to pull back a little bit from the highs this morning. Pretty flat though since open. Nike is turning red here. A lot of the watch list turning red here as well, so be cautious, be patient.
U.S. Treasury announcing a $4.1 million settlement with Berkshire Hathaway and foreign subsidiary for potential liability regarding Iranian sanctions. That's BRKB.
Microsoft holding that 215 area. Nvidia slightly higher, 541.57. See if SPY could hold that 10 and start that climb. Guys, Workday had a big upgrade. If you guys take a look, let's see what Workday's doing. Up 2% on Workday. Look at that climb on Workday. Remember we made some trades on Workday? What happened? We had that nice breakout. We took profits on Workday. It retraced back down to that 10-day simple moving average. Now she's starting to climb again. And it just had a big price target upgrade to, I think, 275 it said. So I expect this one to continue to climb. This is going to be one that you'd be looking for a few months out for expiration. Really nice setup there. I might make a trade on that after we hear about the stimulus deal here. Let's see, anything on my screeners coming up, on my scanners, sectors, market movers. Hertz is taking a move again. Let's take a look at Hertz, HTZ. It's getting another climb up almost 3% for the day. Eight minutes in. SPY's climbing off that 10. Take a look at SPY. See if we can continue this climb here, team. I'm telling you, these next, today and tomorrow are going to be important. You guys know there's a 48-hour deadline on the stimulus talks from Pelosi. So today and tomorrow, it's best to remain patient, disciplined, watch the market conditions. If we see a big breakout, if we see a deal, or if they say there's no deal, that's when we want to start taking action. That's when we want to be looking for those trades. Right now, it's important to focus on momentum, because right now the charts aren't going to tell us a damn thing. Okay, it's all on the stimulus deal. So once we hear any type of word from that, that's what we want to be focusing in on. There goes SPY taking off here again. There goes Diamond, Q's. See if we could continue this climb. I'm watching our news wire here, seeing if there's any type of news on the stimulus deal. I'm watching that over here on this screen. This is my top left screen where I always put my news wire. Any type of breaking news is going to be on this screen. My main trading screen is the one right in front of me here that you guys are seeing. And then I have all my other charts that are smaller. Obviously, this one that you guys see, it takes up this whole middle screen. So on these other screens over here, I got 4 charts on each screen here. So I'm always scanning and seeing what's going on in the market conditions. There we go. SPY's taking off. There goes Nike. Nice breakout in the markets here. Space is really taking off here again as well, guys. SPCE. That's up over 1% now. There's something screwy going on with E-Trade here.
BKND, DraftKings pulling back now, down 3.5% at 42.96. Lockup expiration is today. At CKNG now at 42.90, down $1.67. Delta Kilo November Golf.
DraftKings pulling back a bit after their options lockup is over. SeaWorld is still on the climb here as well. Here's Nike on it today, 1 minute. Nike is getting a nice breakout here. Let's see what Costco's doing. Costco's slowly climbing here. American Airlines is still breaking higher nicely. 3-month daily chart, we're getting that first candle with body above the 1020 simple moving average. The MACD down here, as you guys can see, is just starting to cross. Now what I want to see is some nice green bars here on the histogram. There's an update now on Google. Update: Justice Department, along with 11 states, file an antitrust lawsuit against Google over search. Macy's is having another nice move here, guys. Take a look at Macy's. Macy's has been holding that 10, and it's still continuing to climb going into the holiday shopping season. Let's see. Tanner says, what's your thoughts on a FedEx trade, FDX? Let's take a look at FDX. Look at FedEx still continuing to break higher. What a beautiful chart on FedEx. Let me see what the recent upgrades were on FedEx here. FDX. So let's see. Deutsche Bank upgrades FedEx to buy, announces a $318 price target. So FedEx shares are trading about $284.74 right now to $320. Credit Suisse maintains outperform on FedEx, raises price target to $322. Guys, there's no problems on the YouTube video, is there? Let's see. Raymond James maintains outperform on FedEx, raises price target to $280. Watch and Spy. Nike's still taking off nicely here. Dow's up about 163. NASDAQ's up about 63. S&P's up about 22 points. So slow start to the morning here. Everything's going to be dependent on the stimulus stocks today. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you, Dwight. It's showing me on my end here that it's freezing on YouTube or stalling a bit. But if you guys on YouTube could give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these videos, I'd really appreciate it, team. We're going to kick this market's butt together here. Let's see UPS. I like UPS over FedEx there for Tanner, who asked about it on YouTube there. I really like UPS. And if you look at the 3-month daily chart on UPS, I think that's an easy one to do an in-the-money vertical spread with. There goes SPY taking off again. Nike's at the highs of the day. Let's take a look at Nike. Nice breakout here on Nike. As you guys could see, here's a today 1-minute chart. Look at that breakout on Nike. Coming down to that 10-day simple moving average, breaking higher, big candles here, looking to have a nice run. Especially Nike is one of those ones that's a pretty decent trade going into the holiday season. SeaWorld is really taking off here as well. Shares up 1.37%, up 31 cents for the day. United Health climbing. Let's see here. Costco. What is our Costco doing? Costco's finally starting to climb here, almost at the highs of the day. Shares up about 0.57%. Let's see. Red Lotus says GMIA. JMIA. Shares up about 6%, 1625. That's a really nice breakout there, Lotus. Look at that 1020 cross, and as you guys can see here, let me draw this up for you. So you had some consolidation here for quite some time. You had your breakdown momentum cycle. Here's your breakdown momentum cycle. Now you have your breakout momentum cycle here. And you're getting a nice run. Now, where are you going to be looking to trade that up to? That's the question, right? That's what everyone wants to know. So, where do we have? We have some resistance number 1. Around 20 bucks a share. So, this would be my target here, Lotus, if I was trading this.
Twitter, October 30, $53.
So that's where I'd be trading that up to Lotus if you wanted to trade JMIA. It's in breakout momentum cycle. It's continuing to climb. You're going to have a little bit of resistance right around 1750, but once it breaks that 1750, that second major resistance area is going to be 20 bucks a share. So not a bad trade there. I like that chart setup. It's beautiful. Nice breakout there, and the signals are very clear. Take a look at the signals since you had that. Since you had the green bars on the histogram here, you had the 1020 cross way back here. You had that first candle above the 10-day simple moving average right here. So that's where you're starting to watch it. And then right here would be your entry, that first green candle above the 1020 SMA. That was your buy signal with our trade plan if you're trading this. And then you also had the 1020 cross right before it. So you had the MACD cross back here. That's check number 1. You had the 1020 cross, and then your first candle above the 1020 SMA for check number 3. And with our trade plan, 3 check marks equal a confirmation. So really nice setup there. Guys, if you enjoy this on YouTube, please give it a thumbs up for me. I'd appreciate it. Space is taking off. Space shares are up 6% right now, guys. Let's take a look at Space. Look at Space. Now, see, this is telling me Space shares are up 4.08%, but this chart right here, let me bring this one down so you guys can see how screwy it is. Look at this. I mean, it's insane. So this one's telling me Space is up 6%. This one's telling me Space is up 3%. You know, so you see what I mean about E-Trade Pro here. Very inconsistent. One chart's telling me one thing, the other one's telling me a totally different thing. So Space is looking good. That's continuing that breakout. Let's see on our trade challenge account here what our Space trade's doing. Guys, we got a 15% gain on our Space trade in the trade challenge account off that breakout there. Really nicely done. That expires this week, so I think I'm going to close that out, lock in that profit. I'm going to put in a limit order, though. Do 1.3. I'll let that go. Ephraim, that was executed. 1.30. We're out of Space. So I just sold the Space October 23rd, 23 strike call. I sold that at $1.30 execution. She's still taking off, though, so you guys are going to be able to sell it a little bit higher. So don't take my price for it. Get that higher price. Let's bring up the option chain. I'll show you guys what's going on. So if you take a look at Space, the 23 strike calls are now going for $1. Let's see, 23 strike calls are going for $1.40 by $1.45. So you could get about 10 to 15 bucks higher for it per contract than what I sold it for. I sold it for $1.30. She's still climbing though. I just want to make sure we're locking in profits along the way here, because what's really important, team, is during this volatility in the market here with these stimulus talks, it's important to lock in gains. We could always make another trade, but if something went against us, if they just announced that, hey, the stimulus deal is over with, we're not getting a stim deal, well, guess what? If you got 7-8 trades open, it's going to take quite a bit of time to close out those trades. So it's important to lock in those profits along the way, and then what we're looking for is re-entry once we have that positive news or negative news from that stimulus talk. So it's really important to focus on the market conditions, focus on the volatility, take advantage of the volatility, and lock in those profits soon here. Hey, John, what's going on? What'd you do? You locked in a profit? Nice. Happy to hear that, John. Let's see now. I want that Costco trade to work out here for Avilio. Let's see. Look at that breakout on Costco. Nice climb on Costco. Oh, that's a daily chart there. Here's a today chart. Had a nice climb. Pulled back a little bit. 377. Stock still up about 0.4% here for the day. Up $1.51. I like that setup still on Costco. Nike shares are still continuing to break out, team. And remember, Snapchat earnings are after the bell today, so I want to look at Snap. Snap shares are down about 1.5% right now, but I might do something with Snapchat a little bit later on. Nike shares are still continuing to break out. So we got a couple of trades. You guys know I got my notebook right here. You see my notebook right here. I always write down my things on it here. So Nike is going to be one that we're going to be looking at. Nike, Snap, SeaWorld. Now, SeaWorld, I'd do something like a longer-term trade, maybe something for next summer out. Because if we get that vaccine, take a look at SeaWorld. This is what I was thinking about SeaWorld here. So, SEAS. If we take a look at a 6-month daily chart, let's go out a little bit more, 1 year here. So, if you guys could see this big breakdown we had on SeaWorld here from that coronavirus, obviously shares went from 35 bucks, over $35, to down to about $7. I mean, they were even cheaper than that, I think. Let me see here. We got all the way down to $6 on SeaWorld. You know, so $6, we're now at almost 23 bucks. I know we're going to rebound. SeaWorld, and you guys know that live in Orlando here or Florida here. You know, it's a different economy down here in Florida than it is across the rest of the U.S. So definitely traffic's been picking up. And the nice thing about SeaWorld here is if we pick up something for maybe like June next year's expiration, that's going to be a safer stock. COVID should be over by then. Everyone should be vaccinated and things should be somewhat back to normal. So just like we saw Disney come back and almost make new highs, we saw some of the other stocks come back, make new highs. SeaWorld's going to be one of those ones that does the same. So I'd be looking for that 35 target for about June of 2021 expiration. Red Lotus says, Dave, will you take the vaccine? Well, I'm high risk, so yes, I will take the vaccine. Only by a rep. You know what I'd probably take the antibodies instead. You know, like from the Regeneron. They were made in a lab, and it's not the actual vaccine. It's antibodies that mimic the virus itself that are attacking the virus. So Regeneron's a totally different type of antibody than the vaccine that some of these other companies are making. The Regeneron one is one that mimics the virus and attacks the virus cells there. So I wouldn't mind taking Regeneron. Apple is holding that 20 SMA as of right now, Arivam, so that's not looking too bad. Let's see. Avilio says, is Intel a good time to buy now? Let's take a look at Intel. If Intel holds that 10, let's see what it looks like at it today, 1 minute. Starting to climb now. If it breaks above that 20 SMA, but here's the thing, Avilio, like I was talking about before, there could be any second that Pelosi and Mnuchin come out and say, hey, you know, like, we have no deal, there's still a big thing, and then everything's going to pull back. So, yes, Intel does look good on a 3-month daily chart, but to be safe here, the best thing to do is wait to hear for that. As soon as you hear, hey, there's a stimulus deal, that's when we got to buy. Right now, there's still uncertainty in the market. So right now, you got to be trading smaller. Guys, SPY's having a big breakout here. Take a look at SPY today, 1 minute. Big climb on SPY. Look at those candles breaking higher on SPY. Big breakout. Dow's now up 212 points. NASDAQ's up 79. S&P's up about 28 points here as we continue to climb here. We're waiting on Mnuchin and Pelosi.
TSLA, it's selling for Alpha.
There's some call sweeps coming in on Lyft, LYFT. Carvana. You guys remember we were trading Carvana, right? Virgin Galactic shares are trading higher as traders circulate newsletters about space stocks taking off here. I'd love to see SpaceX go public. I'd probably get in on that IPO. There goes SPY again climbing. You guys got a better deal than me on Space if you sold. Space continued to climb there.
KXIN halted on a circuit breaker. Kilo X-ray India November.
Let's see here. Let's take a look at Space. We had the, 23 strike calls are going for about $1.49 now. Dow's now up almost 250 points. Nasdaq's up 87. S&P's up 32 points. See how they talking about a stimulus hopes. Everything's about the media. You hear CNBC saying, oh, there's good chances of a stimulus talk today, a stimulus deal. As soon as you hear that, look at the markets take off. Look at Spike still continuing to run. I told you guys, it's all about that stimulus. Another continued climb here. United Healthcare, we have a trade on UNH. That's looking good today. Shares up about, let me see. UNH, look at UNH taking off. Shares up 1%, up over $3 for the day. If there's not a stimulus deal, Tanner, I'm going to be buying SPY puts immediately because SPY is going to break down like we haven't seen before. And it's just common sense. Everything in the market's going to pull back, but I'd rather just trade the SPY. The IV is pretty low on the SPY, and options are pretty tight. The bid and the ask, the spread between there's tight. So you really want to focus on the best stocks you could possibly trade. If there is a stimulus or if there's not a stimulus. That is the question. And you just got to trade the best of breed there. What do you guys think about Netflix and Snapchat earnings after the bell today? Let me know in the comments here what you guys think. Are you guys pretty optimistic on Netflix and Snapchat, or do you pick one over the other? Let's see. John Puntilla said he's bullish on both. Chevin11 says he likes Snapchat. I like Snap too. I was thinking about doing that, Chevin. Thomas L says Netflix will tank. Why do you think that? I think it's going to tank because of that cuties thing they were indicted on. A lot of people I heard canceled their subscription. My wife canceled the subscription to Netflix, but we have like 5 Netflix accounts, so I guess they still work. But I gave her praise for that. I'm like, great job. I remember when Ephraim was working at the office here, I'm like, Ephraim, look at this bill here. I'm getting charged from Netflix 5 times a month because, when you forget that password, I usually just go make a new account. So, that was nice. United Healthcare still taking off, guys. Look at that big candle on Netflix, on United Healthcare. Let's see, what else is taking off? NVIDIA shares are up over 1%. NVIDIA is getting a nice climb. There's nothing good anymore on Netflix or on Amazon Prime. You know, they're all making their own shows now, and to be honest with you, they're quite crappy. Nothing too interesting. And of course, Hollywood's not producing any movies with COVID now. Guys, there goes SPY again. SPY's got a big candle off that 10-day simple moving average. Take a look at SPY here. Nice big green candle there off that 10-day simple moving average. Costco trades up over $100 for the day. There's the heat map Efren just shared in the trade room. Heat map is looking pretty good. Consumer staples are looking great there.
CBLI, Cleveland Biolabs, spiking again after that merger.
Financials, regional banks are leading. Dr. Joe's picking up some SPY calls. Avilio says Disney's amazing. Let's see, Disney. Nice breakout on Disney. Let's take a look at 3-month daily. Holding that 20. The nice thing about if you got into a trade with this, you know, Avilio, do you trade with E-Trade or TD Ameritrade? Okay, so I wanted to show you something. Did you see yesterday's lesson, or were you on the road there yesterday? I did a lesson that I think is really going to help you out quite a bit. Okay, so what I want to show you is this. Watch this little lesson here. We usually do these lessons, YouTube people, for our afternoon pro trader session, but I wanted to go over this with you guys. When I say, guys, we have a tight stop here, so look at this. Here would be our stop on Disney if we entered that trade, right? Our target, where would our target be? We'd have a 135 target if we were going out for a couple of months, right? So now what I want you to do is take a look at this since you have E-Trade. I want you to go to your alerts, right? Okay, let me go to my alerts here. Now take a look. If you got into a trade on Disney, Avilio, right? E-Trade is going to send you an email, a text, or on your platform. So if you enter into Disney right now and you say, okay, well, where am I looking at here? Okay, I'm looking at a stop of 124 and a target of 135, right? So watch this. You go to your alerts, you put in Disney. If you make a trade on Disney now, you say, okay, I want to be alerted when the price is at 135 or when the price is less than 124.00. And then you put a note. This is your target and stop. Now, when you click OK, this is going to send you a notification on your cell phone, email, or on your trading platform if Disney drops below 124 or if it gets up to 135. You're going to see that alert that just popped up. That way, if you're busy doing something, you see that alert come up, you know that condition's been met. This is really good in protecting your capital and protecting your profits, because if that trade does go against you, that's why every trade that we have on there. Let me get out of that. Let me show you guys right here quick. This is why on the website, you see when we make a trade, if you go to trade alerts here, we have our targets and our stops. And this is something I like to do. You know, if you make a trade here and you have a target of whatever it is, you know, target $59. You put in that $59 target. If our stop is at the 10-day simple moving average, take a look and see what that 10 days at. If it's at 124.50, put in 124.50. That way, when you get our email alerts on the trades, you don't have to constantly be saying, okay, well, what do I do now? Or what should I do? You know, you have those alerts set up right from your brokerage account. And it's a really nice setup that E-Trade and TD Ameritrade has that allows you to put in those targets or those stops on those alerts for any of the trades that you're in. So you can have an alert set, okay, here's my target, here's my stop. And your platform, your trading platform is going to automatically send you a notification once that stop is hit or once that target's hit. So when you see something like Disney right now, that's right at that support area, it's a nice area to get into because you have a tight stop. If that did hit your stop, you're only looking at a minimal loss, maybe 10-15% compared to something, if you were in breakout momentum like here, and then you had that retracement, you're looking at a 30-40% loss on that 3 days of retracement. So that's the nice thing about jumping in right when you're at the bottom of the support area on any of the stocks that you're looking at. We're getting a nice climb here in the account. Let's see what is going on here. Costco is really taking off. We're up $200 on our Costco trade today. Let's see what those shares are doing. Shares up 1%. Look at that nice breakout here on Costco. It held that 10-day simple moving average. Now we're starting to climb. Now if we get a stim deal here, I expect to see Costco at $385 by the end of the week if we get that stim deal. So we still got plenty of time here. And like I said, everything's dependent on that stimulus deal. Eduardo Sanchez says Google's paying. Well, Google is breaking out big time here. Googl. Look at that climb off that 10-day simple moving average on Google. So the Justice Department announced that they were, let's see here, they're suing them basically over the Google search, but then we had some analysts come in and upgrade Google to $18.50 a share. So, they took that negative news and they said, hey, we're long shares of Google. We don't want that stock to drop. So then they put out that upgrade on it. Guys, SPY's breaking out big time right here. SPY. I think we're going to have a deal today. I really do. Nice breakout here on SPY.
LQDA, Liquidia popping here on volume. Lima Quebec Delta Alpha, LQDA.
United Healthcare, we're up about $140 on UNH today. That's looking good. We get that stimulus talk, we're going to have a big green day today. We're already green today by $700. Eduardo, did you get into a Google call or what'd you make on Google? Now today's Tuesday, so tomorrow, if we see something taken off there, I'll make a paycheck trade on Google. Amazon shares are up about $41, up 1.26%. If we get that stimulus deal, Amazon's going to have a nice spike as well. Nike's still looking good as well. United Healthcare just continues to climb here. United Healthcare, let's take a look. UNH, look at UNH. Look at that breakout since this morning. Lows of about 324. We're up to 328 right now. So a nice $4 climb there in a short period of time.
Trading $1.94 with the Echo India, WEI, on very heavy volume now. Shares up 123% on Whiskey Echo India.
Let's see the news wire here. Anything going on? United Healthcare continuing to climb higher, looking good. Still waiting on talks from the stimulus from Mnuchin and Pelosi. United Healthcare is still going strong, looking good. I like that. We have the November 20th 340 call on United Healthcare. I'm going to add to that if we get that stimulus deal. Facebook shares are really taking off, team. Facebook shares up almost 2%. Take a look at the 3-month daily chart on Facebook. Holding that 20-day simple moving average per trade plan. Now what we're doing is looking for that break at least above 268. We get a trade or a candle above 268 there. I'm going to be making a trade on Facebook. It's been quite a while since we traded Facebook, and that goes back to that patience and discipline, because it's not been doing much here for quite a while. Guys, make sure you're following us on Twitter too. You know, if you guys check out our Twitter, BCA Trading, you know, and on Instagram, Breaking Chart A, you guys are going to get updates, you know, more than you're going to hear if you're not following us, for sure. Because we're only live on YouTube for a little bit, but all day long we're posting news events, we're posting breaking news on our social media pages. So make sure you're checking that out and follow us on there. United Healthcare is still breaking out. There goes Costco again. Let's take a look at Costco. Costco's looking really nice there on a 3-month daily. On a today chart, getting that candle above the 1020. Let's see. Dwayne says, what do you think about a chart for a company like JKS? How would you play, if at all? Let's see. JKS. Okay, so today 1-minute chart looks great. Stock's up about 8.5% for the day. You look at this 3-month daily chart. Wow, look at that chart, 3-month daily. She went from $30, from $20 all the way up to $82 there. That is a heck of a breakout there, Dwayne. Let me see the option chain. Look at that daily chart, team, on JKS here. Look at that breakout. Dwayne, I say that's one you should have told me about when it had that 1020 cross. Look at that breakout since it had that 1020 cross. That's a daily chart there on JKS. Jinko Solar. So obviously you guys know why that's climbing, right? Solar stocks, you know, they're talking about if Biden wins that they're going to be focusing more on solar. So you're going to see your solar stocks continue to run here. You know, JKS, you know, First Solar, all those types of stocks, they're going to continue to run. So JKS, I mean, this looks good. The only thing you're looking for is a candle below the previous candle's body. And the nice thing about that, since you had that 1020 cross back here on 9/11, here was your entry, the first candle above 1020.50 SMA on September 14th. Now look what's happening. You're getting a big breakout here, and you're still not seeing that first candle below the previous candle's body per our trade plan. So it's still continuing to climb, continuing to break out. Now let me look and see what the analyst targets are on JKS. Okay. Okay, so today, or well, actually yesterday, Jinko Solar shares are trading higher after the company announced it signed a module supply agreement for the Kanzi project. Let's see if there's any price targets. Okay, so Credit Suisse upgrades Jinko Solar holding to outperform, announced a $32 price target. So she's already trading almost at 82 bucks. SPY's pulling back here, guys. I'm watching SPY chart over here. You know, always keep your eyes on the market. So SPY is pulling back a little bit here, back below that 1020. That 1020 cross is just coming up. But if I was trading that, you know, honestly, Dwayne, you know, I'd probably do something more advanced like level 4 on this, like sell the 50 strike put. So if you sold this 50 strike put, you're going to bring in a premium, and then you're going to own the shares if the shares do fall to 50 or lower. So that's something I would do with level 4, but, you know, that's a little bit advanced for some new traders here. But a Democratic win for the presidential election, and you're going to see the solar stocks continue to climb. Guys, SPY's breaking down a bit here. Take a look at SPY today, 1 minute. Coming off those highs. Now, Dwayne, that's a perfectly great question there. So he just said he owns the company's shares for a while now. Now, Dwayne, do you have at least 100 shares of JKS? If you own at least 100 shares, you could start selling to open some covered calls there and bring in some additional premium from owning the shares. So if you own at least 100 shares, you could do something like this. You could look at JKS option chain here, go out to the January 15, 2021 Expo. The shares are at $81 now, right? Beautiful thing about JKS, the IV is so high. So take a look at the IV here and how much those option premiums are now. So if you want, you could sell to open the 100 strike call for about $9.20. So that means for every 100 shares of JKS you own, you're going to bring in $920. The beautiful thing about that is wherever you own the shares from, you're going to make the profits from where you bought the shares up to that $100. Plus, you're going to be able to keep the premium that you're collecting, that $920 per 100 shares. So if you had 1,000 shares, you're going to be bringing in $9,200. So really nice setup there for you to sell some covered calls as long as you have at least 100 shares, Dwayne. You definitely got some good opportunity to bring in some additional income and take advantage of this higher IV on Jinko Solar Holdings. And if you need further help on that, Dwayne, please let me know, you know. That's what we're here for. Be glad to help you. And those of you that are watching on YouTube, if you enjoy this, please give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media for us. We greatly appreciate it. At least give it a like. Let's see. Costco shares are still climbing, up almost 200 bucks on Costco today. There goes Costco taking off again. Now, SPY came down to that 50 SMA on a today 1 minute. It's climbing off of that as of right now. We'll see if that continues to climb. No problem, Dwayne. Yeah, things seem to be consolidating a little bit here now. I think we're not going to see that next run until we hear the signs of the stimulus deal, stimulus talks here. Jerry said she got burned on a pot stock, haven't re-entered. What pot stock? Let's see there. Tyler S. says Nike and Lowe's are looking good. Duncan got into CGC. The only one that I know that's down here is True Leaf. I hate this light here. CGC is actually looking pretty good there if you're looking for a longer term play on it. If Democrats get in, I think they said that they were going to legalize marijuana federally. I remember when this stock was really climbing. She was up above 50 bucks. Let's see. Chung Ho on YouTube says, Dave, could you look at PDD? That's a nice setup there, Chung. So what I'd be looking for here is you got your resistance. I'd say resistance right below 100 bucks there. This would be your target, right? Now watch how beautiful this is, Chung Ho. So your target is about, let's just say 98 bucks. Okay? Your stop, we'd have as, I'd have 84 as a stop. So now, you could see you already had that 1020 cross, right? You already had the MACD cross. The histogram is looking great. You got green bars on the histogram. MACD's crossed. Your 1020 simple moving average crossed. You got your first candle above the 1020 SMA. That's a check. So you got really 4 checks here. And you have a target of 98 bucks. So you're in that breakout momentum cycle. So I'd be trading that up to about $98. So now what you could do here is you go up to your tools, go up to your alerts, bring your alert down, and if you wanted to make a trade on PDD, I'm not making a trade on it just to be clear, but if you wanted to make a trade on it, you'd say, hey, let me know when shares get up to 98. Let me know when shares drop below 84. I'd say 84.5 just to be on the lookout of it. And you say target and stop areas. And then you click on that, you set it, you click OK. And now if you make that trade, it's going to automatically send you a notification. See down here? Watch down here. Because I do this all the time. And I want you guys, see down here where it says I have 300 alerts? Those are alerts from these alert setups. Whenever I make a trade, I'll always put those in. You know, put those in. It's going to help you tremendously. So if I made a trade on PDD, which I'm not going to, but if I did, that's what I'd be looking for. And I hope that helps, Chung. And if you guys like that, please give this video a thumbs up. Give it a like for me. Now, guys, take a look at SPY, because always I tell you guys, I'm looking at all my charts here. I got about 12 charts I'm looking at once, plus my watch list right here. So I'm looking at SPY. SPY just broke below that 50 SMA here. So let's take a look at the today 1 minute chart on SPY. And take a look at SPY here. Starting to climb again, but it had its first candle below that 50 SMA. So keep an eye on that. Nike is still climbing. Nike's at the highs of the day, team. Supreme Court allows PA ballot count extension for 3 days longer. Guys, Nike is really breaking out here. A big breakout on Nike. Let's take a look at shares of Nike. Near the highs of the day once again on Nike. And if you take a look at the 3-month daily chart here, what did it do? It's been holding that 20-day simple moving average the entire time here. Look at previously what it's been doing here, which is really important. You see it's holding that 20 right here. It came down to that 20, held that 20 here, here, and then here was the main new cycle. So this was a new cycle formation here. So this was going all the way back to August. So from August, when it was at $100, when you got that buy signal, here was that buy signal. That's why I always tell you guys, when you have that new cycle formation, when you have a new cycle that's forming, get something that's 3 to 6 months out. When you're going from breakdown momentum, or from no trade zone to breakout momentum, or from breakdown or from breakout momentum to breakdown momentum, when you have a new cycle forming, get something 3 to 6 months out till Expo. Because look at how you had that buy signal right here on August 7th, and then it's using that 20-day simple moving average as support the entire breakout here. So during that time, August, even if you only got 3 months out, August, September, October, if you got November 20th Expo, the stock just climbed 30% since you entered into that trade. That 30% gain on the underlying security is well over 150, 250% gain with that option. And the nice thing about that is we could actually look and see how much that made us there with that option. So let's take a look there and see. So on August 7th was our entry with Nike, right? So let's take a look here at Nike.
Open again now, moving higher again.
We would have gotten the 105 strike call. So 105 strike call. Let's go back up here. There's the 105 strike call. Now remember, we got this buy signal on August 7th here, right? So now let's click on this and see what it was trading at. Let me link this with link 1 and link this with link 1. Okay, so here's that 105 strike call. It doesn't let me go back to August. But let's see if I try a different one here. Maybe if I go with the see, it's not letting me go back that far. Let's see if the 100 strike lets me do that. That's only going back to September. But you see, you know, this is on September 21st, which it was obviously much lower back on August 7th here. But back on September 21st, it was at $15. It's at 30 now. That's a 100% gain if you got in on September 21st. But if you look at the Nike chart here, if you look at the Nike chart, where is September 21st? Here's September 21st on that low. That was where it was worth $15 a contract for that call. You know, back here when you got the entry on August 7th, you know, it was at 100 and it was not even $101 a share. So right here when it was at about 114, 113, it was worth $15 a contract. So back here it's probably worth more about, you know, $5, $6 a contract. Now she's worth about $30. So when you have those new cycles forming, that's why it's important to look for something a little bit longer term out, like that 3 to 6 months out till Expo on a new cycle forming. Let's take a look back at SPY. Guys on YouTube, I'm going to be ending this on YouTube here. If you guys want to come join us, you guys could go to breakingchartalerts.com, come join us. And we're going to be trading live until 11, and then we trade again live from 2 to 4 p.m. So come join us, breakingchartalerts.com. Feel free to come join us. We have our class sign up that's ready as well. This Wednesday we have another class, so make sure you register for the free class. And if you guys want to join us, you guys could go to Join Now. You could click on Join Now up here, down here, anywhere on the homepage. You could click Join Now. And if you want to look at our member results here, just click here and check out our member results. Alrighty, YouTube. I will see you guys later, and I hope to see you guys live with us on our website, breakingchartalerts.com. And the rest of the team, I'm going to be remaining here on Zoom for a bit. Take care, YouTube, and have a great day, okay?